Good evening, everybody. It's Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark skinned activist is in the building. I am the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the very first platform in history to fight to end what some people call colorism, but I call it darkism. And the platform I created is called Dark Skin Activism, created in 1998. And what does dark skin activism consist of? For those of you that don't know, it consists of the books that I write about only dark skin, the plays, and the commentary that I give about only dark skin. In fact, I brought the first colorism channel to social media. And for those of you that don't know, back in 2015, I did go viral, social media viral, to literally millions throughout Black social media regarding calling out the rapper Kendrick Lamar's darkism, and subsequently was made Donkey of the Day as a result of that. And that's when a lot of Black people on YouTube caught wind of what I was doing regarding speaking out against colorism, regarding having a platform and a channel and a brand that I had built before social media speaking out against colorism. So from that point on, a lot of people did not give me the credit. They simply said, you know what, that woman is crazy, but I like her idea, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to switch up my channel and start talking about colorism. So that's what a lot of Black YouTubers did, unfortunately. But as I always say, because I keep it 100, y'all know, it's only one dark skin activist. Dark skin activist is actually my brand name. I do own the trademark to dark skin activist. And I just have been working really hard for years to build this platform. Before I came to uh, YouTube, social media, before social media existed, I was doing dark skin activism in the community. Like I said, that consisted of me doing darkism talks in the community, at whether it be at high schools, churches, libraries, theaters. You know, the goal was to reach Black people and anybody that wanted to listen, to bring awareness to the unique struggles that dark skinned people face. And along the way, I've written multiple books, including Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, which is my play that I'm seeking sponsors for, but I also have the book version of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. I also wrote Darkism, 25 Ways Dark Skinned People Are Discriminated Against. And you guys can go directly to my website and you can download a free ebook copy of my book, Darkism. And my website is darkskinactivist.com. I'm probably going to share my screen with y'all so y'all can see where you go. But it's darkskinactivist.com. And so before social media came along, I was doing everything I do online, I was doing it in the community. It's I've always been producing my plays. I started writing my plays really in 2006 and just kept going. I'm a self-producing artist. Um, I would say on average, it's been every 2 years I've actually produced one of my plays. And I'm very honored to be presenting A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. You guys see that on the screen right now. A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, the performance reading. It's a performance reading. It's at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, this is like my third time being on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, which is such an honor because I was actually invited to be on that festival, on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, when they first started back in 2012. One of the creators of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival actually reached out to me on social media and wanted me to come and perform. And I was like, wow. So it's an honor. But here's the thing, um, you are the producer. You're still the producer. You know, sometimes venues like the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, the DC Black Theater Festival, which I've also been on, they give you a festival, but you still have to produce. So that's why I'm always raising funds for my production. So A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge is going to be at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, and it's going to be on Friday, September 1st at 4 p.m., right? And it's going to be at the Tubman African American Museum. And I got the information right there on the screen because I've had some people come in my comment section asking me about it. And thank y'all. I appreciate y'all interest in it. I've had some people wanting to know if I'm going to be doing a live stream pay-per-view, because in 2018 and also in 2020, I was blessed to do a live stream pay-per-view performance of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. But on this particular venue, I will not be doing, just to answer the question, I won't be doing live stream pay-per-view because it's the Atlanta Black Theater Festival's venue. When I self-produce, when I go out and get my own venue and I do all that, then I normally will do a pay-per-view live stream. And I had started doing that in 2018, where anybody anywhere in the world can watch. Like you guys watching me right, or listening to me right now, watching me if I was on, you would be able to watch from anywhere in the world from the comfort of your own home. I gotta say shout out to my brother Food Vibes Nature Herbs, aka the Chosen One. I see you. I see all your comments. Yes, we do. You said we need to do a build again. Absolutely. And you said you speak the truth. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try. You got evil looks because you're darker. I know. I trust me. I know how it goes. Thank you for all your compliments. Food Vibe Nature's Herbs, aka the Chosen One. I really appreciate you for tuning in. And I know I already know. Listen. This is why I wrote the play. This is why I wrote Darkism. This is why I started Dark Skin Activism, because the goal has always been to shine a light on the unique, and it's very unique. It's very unique. I know that some of y'all don't think that, and you're like, why are you differentiating between what Black people go through based upon skin tone? But I'm trying to tell y'all that darker skinned people face, I would argue that we face more discrimination. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Black people, whether they're light skinned, dark skinned, whatever, don't face. That's not what I'm saying, because there is discrimination in general. Absolutely. Absolutely. There is. But I'm just saying that dark skinned people face more discrimination than I believe anybody in the world. I think we got it worse than anybody in the world. And, especially dark-skinned females. Yes, of course, dark-skinned males. As Food Vibe said, he gets dirty looks just for walking out the door being dark-skinned. You ain't did nothing to nobody. You ain't harming nobody. You might just be walking out the door, minding your own business, going to work, going to the store, whatever you're gotta do. And people will give you dirty looks. Down here in Florida, let me tell you something. If I go in certain neighborhoods, they be looking at me like, what you doing over here? And I ain't even did nothing. So I get it. You don't have to do nothing. And that is why I wrote this play. And that's why I started Dark Skin Activism, because I want to shine a light on what dark-skinned people go through, the unique sufferings of dark-skinned people. And that is what dark skin activism is all about. It's not to dismiss the sufferings of any other skin tone. Okay? It's not to dismiss the suffering of anybody else. It's just that, and I've explained this before when I told y'all, I explained to you guys how I started dark skin activism. One of the reasons why I started dark skin activism had a lot to do with the fact that the colorism scholarly literature, y'all, just did not go far enough to go into detail in regards to what dark-skinned people face. So that's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why. It's not the only reason. That's one of the main reasons. So let me get to the sponsorship. As the title says, I'm seeking sponsors. Hold on one second, y'all. As the title says, I'm seeking sponsors for my performance reading, should I say, of my play, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. And there are three financial platforms where you guys could show your support at. And it's really very simple. You either got the Cash App, you've got the GoFundMe, and you've got the PayPal. Those are the three. And all three of those financial platforms are in the description to all of my lives, in the description to this live. So the goal is to raise at least $5,000 for this production that's coming up on September 1st. So you can go if you want to make a donation, if you want to support, you believe in what I speak about, you believe in me exposing the darkism that dark-skinned people go through, you can show your support, financial support. And I do understand, trust me, y'all, that not everybody can make a donation. Okay. But I'm asking those of you that can to go and make a donation. So you got the GoFundMe, which you can see, I have it on the screen right here. You also have, and you can get to my GoFundMe, by the way, by simply Googling Rashida Strober GoFundMe. Yes, if you go to Rashida Strober GoFundMe, it's going to pop right up on Google, and you can make a donation there. The other way that you can donate is you can go to the Cash App. The Cash App is, I just put it in the chat. The Cash App is $Rashida Lala. Once again, $Rashida Lala. Once again, that is $Rashida Lala. You can also go to my PayPal, and I'm going to put that in the chat as well. The PayPal is ice cream lady dream at yahoo.com. Once again, ice cream lady dream at yahoo.com. And I'm putting that in the chat right now. All right. So some of you have read my book, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, and you're familiar with what it's about. The stage play came first. And basically, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge tells the story of what it's really like to be a dark-skinned female living in America. And it tells the story through the eyes of, originally, there's 6 dark-skinned women. Now, when I do the full-fledged performance, I only do 5 of the characters, because let me tell y'all something, it's a lot of work. The physicality of performing multiple characters, it's a lot. It ain't no joke. So, but the original play consists of 6 dark-skinned women and their experiences living in America being dark-skinned. So you have the so-called bougie or middle class dark-skinned woman. You have the dark-skinned woman that came straight from the hood. You have the dark-skinned woman that worked her way through college, from poverty through college, raising children as a single mother. The point that I'm making is you have a variety of dark-skinned women in this play, because what I wanted to do is represent the variety of experiences. Now, mind you, and I have to say this, some people be getting mad at me when I say this, but I'm telling the truth about this. All these people sitting up here talk about dark skin, light skin. Y'all ain't the dark skin activists. I wrote this play way back in 2006. 2006, way before social media got popping, y'all. Way before social media was even thought about. Okay, that's just the natural born truth, as my mama would say. And I wrote the play because I just always felt as if dark skinned women, y'all gotta understand. See, a lot of people talking about dark skin, using dark skin as, they're pimping dark skin. That's what they're doing. You know, they're pimping dark skin. They'll see a person like me that's original, and they see that, okay, we got YouTube out, and you got some of these celebrities that they never talked about dark skin, never cared about it, but they see it as something that they could pimp. They see it as something that they can um, use to promote some other type of agenda. But I wrote my play purely to just talk about being dark skinned, because that's what was always on my heart and mind. I was always literally obsessed with being dark skinned, and trying to understand why am I being mistreated. Now, make sure you guys go and make a donation here. Again, I'm looking for sponsors, so that is the purpose of this live here. I am putting my Cash App and my PayPal is right there in the description. My GoFundMe is right there. You can get to my GoFundMe by Googling Rashida Strober GoFundMe. And my goal is to raise $5,000 in addition to what I've already raised. Now, the money that's you see on the GoFundMe, that money has been raised over a period of time, and it's no longer, that money has already been used in other productions, for other things that I ran campaigns for, but I just kept the same GoFundMe. So, but yeah, the whole thing is this, ladies and gentlemen. I was talking about dark skin because I truly wanted to understand the why. Okay, I truly, in a lot of ways, when I think back on it, I was intrigued by the mistreatment as well, because it just didn't make sense to me. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It just did not make sense that I hadn't done nothing to a person. I hadn't, um, you know, I hadn't offended. Because sometimes you're like, okay, what have I done to this person? Like, if did I do something to hurt your feelings? Um, what did I like do to you? But what I've learned is in this society, you don't have to do anything but be dark skinned. That is the crime. Um, and that's Wallace Thurman. I love to quote Wallace Thurman. Wallace Thurman wrote the book, The Blacker the Berry. Okay. I'm sure that you all are familiar with The Blacker the Berry, but, and God rest his soul, Tupac. A lot of people think that Tupac was the one that coined that phrase, the Blacker the Berry, but it actually came from Wallace Thurman's book that he wrote, I believe, back in like 1932 or something to that effect, where he, and I call Wallace Thurman the godfather of dark skin activism, because he was so before his time. Like, this man was speaking out against, he primarily talked about what dark skinned females were going through. He didn't really delve into what the dark skinned man was going into. He talked about what dark skinned females went through being dark skinned, and this was back in the 30s. Okay, and his main character was a young dark skinned female, just going through the world experiencing all kinds of darkism. Now, he didn't call it darkism. I am the person that coined the word darkism, but that's what it is. Okay, Emma Lou is her name, the main character in the book, and it just, you know, there's a quote in his book that spoke about the crime of being dark skinned and female. And for so many, it is. It's like it's a life sentence. That's why some of these women, they try to get out of their life sentence by bleaching their skin, because they think that, oh, if I'm lighter, things are going to be better for me. They really believe this. You got some black women out here that really truly believe in their heart that if they lighten their skin, that their life is going to improve somehow. Their life is going to be better. And I don't think that that's the answer. For me, skin lightening was never an option. I never looked at it. I never looked at the skin lightening industry and was like, oh my God, let me go lighten my skin. That's the solution. I never saw it that way. For me, dark skin activism was the way to go because it allowed me to express how I feel. It allowed me to explore my creative side and use my creativity in regards to the performing arts and writing to be able to express how I feel about being dark skinned and expose this on to this issue to the world so that the world can begin to understand and ultimately so that we can make a change. So, for me, like skin lightening was never an option. Because to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with my skin tone. I've had people that said that, they would say to me, why don't you just go on and bleach your skin? You always coming on here talk about dark skin this and dark skin that. You don't want to be black. That's not the issue. You're missing the issue. You're missing the issue. For those of you that say that the answer to my so-called complaining about being dark skin is to just go lighten my skin, that is not the way to solve the problem. Because when you lighten your skin, you are not only are you physically damaging yourself, but you are losing yourself because that's not the real you. If God didn't make you light skinned when you was born, see, that's the problem. People want to be stuff that they're not. If God didn't make you light skinned when you was born, and God made you dark skinned, and you say, you know what, I don't want to go through this. I'm tired of this, and you turn around and you lighten your skin, that's not the real you. It's not the real you. You are lying to yourself. You are being dishonest to yourself. And one of the worst things that we could do in life is be dishonest. And I didn't want to be dishonest with myself. I didn't want to go look in the mirror and go, oh my God, look at my skin, it's light. And pretend that magically all of my problems and my issues would go away. I knew that it was not going to happen. So for me, it was more about, and it's always been about, dealing with the systemic issue, the deep-rooted systemic issue of what causes darkism, what causes skin tone discrimination. And it's most definitely rooted and grounded in racism. I've always stated that from the outset of the movement. Okay? And to deal with that head on is what dark skin activism serves to do. To deal with it through, like I said, the performing arts, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, my play, which I want everybody to make sure y'all go and make a donation to, sponsor it. That's why it's so important that you guys sponsor and support financially this work. It is so important. It is so important to continuing the pattern of awareness, the pattern of understanding. Because when I perform A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, it creates a dialogue among the attendees. I love to do an audience talk that it gets people to think. It stirs people up. It causes people to examine themselves and their relationships and how they treated dark-skinned people, or if there's a dark-skinned person there, how they've been treated as a dark-skinned person. And it creates so many questions. It's thought-provoking. And that's always been the goal. So I am seeking sponsorship. Like I said, there's 3 ways that you guys can make a donation to ensure that this production happens on September 1st at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. You guys can donate either to my Cash App, my GoFundMe, or my PayPal. I do believe you guys are looking at my I think you guys are looking at my, yeah, you're looking at my website right now. There we go. There we go. You're looking at my website right now. And this is my website where you can go and you can get a free ebook download of my book, Darkism. I'm going to scroll down so you guys can see at the bottom right there. In exchange for your information, you can download Darkism and begin and read it and begin to understand uh, why. That's always the key. Why? Understanding the why, people. And that's what I wanted to understand. I needed to understand why. And I'm still on a quest to understand the why. That's the part of why I loved performing A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, because every time I learn something new, and I'm learning something new from audience members, and I'm learning something new from the characters that I wrote. I learned something from. There's this one character. I'm gonna tell y'all, Delphine. I'm gonna tell y'all, I did not like Delphine at all. But Delphine is my favorite character. I swear, I did not like her. I wrote her because I'm an observer and she exists as a dark skinned woman, and I've seen this type of dark skinned woman that you know I don't want to give too much away. Y'all gotta either read the book or y'all gotta come to the performance reading of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge on September 1st at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, so y'all can understand who Delphine is. But Delphine is actually my favorite character because what I've learned from her after talking to her, because yes, I talk to my characters. That may sound strange, but I do. I have conversations with them. I have really gotten to know her. And what I've discovered about Delphine is she's the type of dark skinned girl that, or dark skinned female uh, that comes into existence after years and years of pain and suffering from darkism. And generally it starts in the black community. The darkism starts a lot of times in the schools. You know what I'm saying? It'll start in the schools. And um it starts in the schools, and it also starts in the home where the dark skinned woman is devalued. And then you get a dark skinned woman like Delphine. And oh my God, when she gets on the scene, she could change the game. She could change the game. She changes the game. Now, we talking about social media talks about divesting. Let me tell you, I told y'all I wrote A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge back in 2006 before social media, before y'all asses brought y'all ass up on here talking about all this stuff. And I have to say, I'm not trying to give too much away. I don't want to give too much away, but Delphine is the type of dark skinned woman you get that ends up divesting. The society has driven her to that point. And she was my least favorite character, but she's my favorite now because I understand her better. I empathize with her. I don't like her ways. I don't like what she's done. She is self-hating as fuck. I'm not gonna tell y'all no lie. And she's a walking contradiction. I don't want to get y'all. I don't want to get y'all too much now. But I'm just gonna say that Delphine is my. It used to be Georgiana. A lot of people like Georgiana. And it is a pleasure to play Georgiana because I know Georgiana, and she's a mentally challenged dark-skinned woman. I've been advocating for a mentally challenged dark-skinned woman for years. But Delphine, she's mentally challenged too, but she's got a hold on hers. She's not mentally challenged in the same way as Georgiana. And I'm telling y'all, I wrote this play, but the years of playing these characters, I'm telling you, I learned something new about these brilliant women every time I perform. I gain a new level of respect and empathy for them every time I perform them. I love them. They're a part of me. and they touch my soul. And I think Adelphine probably touches my soul like no other character, because, like I said, I understand her. I truly understand her, and yeah, I can't wait. When I start talking about this play, I get so excited. I'm so happy that it's coming soon. It's coming soon. I'm so happy, and I want to say shout out to Pizza Rolls, and I want to say shout out to, uh, beloved Virgo, Timmy Star. Okay, Timmy Star. Let me. I got somebody in the chat that's hating on me right now. They're hating. They're hating, and I don't know if this person wants me to say their name aloud, but I want to say thank you for your Cash App. I hope you're still listening. I thank you for sending that Cash App donation. It is much appreciated. Big thank you. Let me see. I want to get to some of y'all comments here. Give me a second. Yeah, I got somebody in here that's just doing evil stuff. Some of these people are still stalking me because they're angry and mad and jealous that I won't stop. So what they do is they keep on stalking me. They're very angry and mad that I keep producing my play. I'm never gonna stop producing a dark skinned woman's revenge. I'm never gonna stop. Let's get that person up out of there. Um, get this person up out of here. And beloved Virgo, if someone is using your identity, I do apologize for that. Let me read your comment. You said, "Hey, I understand and empathize as someone who suffered from all sorts of issues from colorism." Okay, I got you. I get it. I get it. He also said this world with a potential higher than the average majority, they will encounter haters. Yeah, they are. I mean, some of these people that's come on here just to hate. They come on here just to hate because they get angry and upset when I produce my play. And they did this back in 2020. I don't know if y'all remember, but these people was hating on me back in 2020. They was hating on me back in 2020 when I produced A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge in Atlanta, Georgia, and I did a pay-per-view live stream. There was a particular individual that is not on YouTube anymore that I ended up having to file multiple lawsuits against. That individual spearheaded all the stalking, and these people did this before. So, thank you, Timmy Star. And Timmy Star, let me answer your question. You said, "Hey, Rashida, um, I've been asking through YouTube comments if this would be streamed online." Okay. Um, and you said because you live in California. Unfortunately, Timmy Star, I won't be able to stream it online, and the reason is because it's on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival's venue. Even though even though I have to, I'm responsible for my own production, I'm still on someone else's venue, if that makes sense. So whenever I'm on someone else's venue, I have to go by what they want to do. So here's the thing: whenever I produce my show myself, like by myself as the sole producer, then I'm able to do my pay-per-view live stream, and I set everything up. I set up the ticketing, I set up the online platform, the promotion, all that. But unfortunately, this time it won't be done that way, simply because it's on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival's venue. But I will say that the next time I produce A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, I promise that I am going to make it a pay-per-view live stream, just like it's been in the past. Because y'all got to remember, I've done two performances of a dark skin one's revenge back in 2018. That was pay-per-view live stream. And I did one in 2020, which was pay-per-view live stream. So I am planning on doing another one, just so you know. Just so you know. And somebody coming in here pretending to be Timmy Star. They pretending to be you too. I got trolls that come on here, and like I said, they've been doing that to me for the longest. Pizza Rolls. You said wow. You said wow. Now they're threatening you. Yep, they've been doing that for the longest. They've been threatening me, and it all started back when I was producing my play, A Dark Skin Woman's Revenge, in 2020, where the ringleader sent his followers to stalk and harass me, and that is exactly what they did for probably 2 years. And I had to end up filing lawsuits. I had to get a restraining order. Man, I went through hell and high water, y'all. But I am still here, Pizza Rolls. I'm still here, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep right on rolling along. That's why they upset. That's why they mad, because they know that they can't stop me from producing my play. They want me to be quiet. They want me to shut up, but I'm never gonna do that. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be performing A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, the performance reading. And I've been doing my play for years. This is going to be on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. It's Friday, September 1st. That's Labor Day weekend. So you guys save the date. If you're in the Atlanta area, come on down. And it's going to be at 4 p.m. at the Tubman African American Museum at 310 Cherry Street in Macon, Georgia. So even though it's the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, they're having it at a Macon, Georgia venue. So make sure you guys support. Now, my fundraising goal for this production is I would like to raise $5,000. I'm asking people to make a donation, either make it to my Cash App, hey Prairie Justice, to my PayPal, or to my GoFundMe. It's okay. You're never too late, because guess what? I just leave all these lives up. So you never too late, because you can always go catch the replay once I end the live. I always leave it up. So y'all just don't know that this stuff costs money. Y'all like, well, why is she always? I'm always in fundraising mode because it costs money to produce my shows. I'm an independent self-producing artist, and so I've taken the production cost to the people. But to those of you that support my work, I say, hey, support me as well financially, because it is not easy to pull these shows off because of the money that's involved. So where I have to get out there and I have to make it happen. I have to get the venue. I have to travel to the different states. I live in Florida, so I'm always having to move around and travel. And it costs money. It just does. There's no other way to get around it. So make sure y'all go and make a contribution. There's no contribution too great or too small. I'm appreciative of everybody that donates. I want to say thank you to all the people. I hope you guys are listening to me. I want to say special thank you to all the people that have already donated. I cannot thank y'all enough. I am very, very, very grateful for y'all financial support, for y'all putting y'all money where y'all mouth is. I am so appreciative. Like, I can't even describe to y'all in words, because y'all are the reason why I am able to make it happen. Y'all are the reason why this Dark Skin Woman's Revenge on the Dark Skin Activist Tour is able to go. So you guys, you got 3 platforms you can make a donation to. You can go to my GoFundMe by Googling Rashida Strober GoFundMe. Okay. Google Rashida Strober GoFundMe, and it's going to pop right up. Or you can go to my PayPal. I just put it in the chat. The PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Or you can lastly go to my Cash App, and that Cash App is $Rashida Lala. Once again, that's $Rashida Lala. Once again, that is $Rashida Lala. So you got 3 different platforms to donate, and I appreciate every single support. PC Rose says, Rashida, stay strong. Don't ever stop producing your dark skin content. You're helping people like me. I really, 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 really appreciate you saying that. And I've had to fight through so much stuff, but I'll never stop. I'll never stop because of what you said. Because I do like, at the end of the day, I like to help people. And I know that talking about dark skin unapologetically, talking about dark skin uncensored, that's the real way to help. The lying, the pretending, the scheming, the fronting, that doesn't help anybody. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Jesse Sosa, for your donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. I would kindly ask that you please make the donation to the Cash App or the GoFundMe or the PayPal. The reason is because I have access to that cash immediately. But I thank you anyway. But lying about dark skin, the way that dark skinned people are treated, and sweeping it under the carpet and being embarrassed about it, I learned a long time ago that's not going to help anybody. All that's going to do is perpetuate it. Because I've ran across so many people that lie about it. They lie, they justify it, they make excuses, they don't acknowledge it. You know, one of my characters, Georgiana, is mentally ill, and she has not gotten the treatment that she needs. And one of the main reasons why is because she's dark skinned. But that's the big elephant in the room. That's my point. It's the big elephant in the room that nobody wants to address and just be honest and say, well, you know what? The reason why she ain't got the mental help she needs is because she dark skinned. And people are discriminating against her, whether they're doing it on purpose, or whether they're doing it subconsciously. You know, because I will be honest and say, because I'm not a liar, that darkism is so ingrained in the society that sometimes people discriminate subconsciously and they don't even be realizing it. They don't even be understanding what the hell they doing. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Sometimes people commit darkism and they don't realize it. Okay, but I'm not going to sit there and give grace to all of y'all, because a lot of y'all that sit up here committing darkism, you know what you be doing. But there are some people that I will admit that they don't know or understand that they're committing darkism, that you're hurting a person's feelings, or that you're taking away opportunities from a person. You know? So that's where dark skin activism comes in with my plays, A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, my books, darkism, to bring awareness. So I am never going to stop. As long as I live on earth, as long as God put the breath in my body, I'm going to produce my play. I made a promise to myself, and I've been producing this play. It might not be every single year, but I've been pretty consistent. There's been years where, like in 2017, 2016, I was producing back to back. But again, people, it costs money. That's why I'm here seeking sponsorship, seeking donations. So make sure you guys go and make a donation. Like I said, no donation is too great or too small. You got 3 platforms you can donate to. You can donate to my Cash App, $Rashida It's right there in the chat, $Rashida Once again, that's $Rashida Lala, and it's also on the screen now. You can also donate to my GoFundMe. If you go and Google Rashida Strober GoFundMe, I promise you, it's gonna pop right up, and go make a donation there. And you can also donate to my PayPal, which is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, that is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. I do prefer, even though I can't tell y'all where to donate because it's absolutely up to y'all, and like I said, I'm appreciative, but I do prefer the Cash App method of donation more than the others. But I mean, whichever one you decide to donate to, I'm very, very, very grateful. Pizza Rose says, some will commit darkism and laugh about it. Yep. Some were just raised that way. Yep. That's what I'm saying. You're right. It's so ingrained that some people don't think twice about it. Some people don't think twice. Like I had this one lady, she didn't mean no harm because she was dark like me. We was at a bank, and she was like, come on, let's get out this sun before we turn blacker. She didn't mean no harm. I don't think it's just ingrained. And she automatically thought and assumed that I would agree with her because that's the way that she's been taught. So, and she feels like, every black person don't want to be dark skinned. So she felt like I was the same way. So absolutely, it is absolutely ingrained, and it's very sad. It's very oppressing. It's very demeaning, and it's wrong. Prairie Justice says my dark skinned friend told me that she went to the ER for multiple reasons, and the doctor told her to pick one. That's rude. That right there is rude in and of itself. And that's another thing too, Prairie Justice. A lot of dark skinned people in the healthcare system, and I remember when COVID-19 came out, it was a black dark skinned doctor on there. She came and let everybody know that, hey, if something happened to me, it's the fault of racism because I can't get good health care because I'm black. And she made a Facebook video, and it was put on YouTube, and y'all can go look her up. It was a black female doctor that was dark skinned, and she did eventually die of COVID-19, and it was racism involved. She said it out her own mouth. So yes, dark skinned people, there are disparities in healthcare, huge disparities in healthcare, where a lot of us don't get adequate treatment because a lot of us sometimes we get so frustrated and we feel like we're a burden or a bother, and we feel like ain't nobody gonna listen to us if we go to the doctor, and therefore that causes us to not get access to adequate health care. It is fucked up. It is fucked up. It is totally fucked up. Timmy Star says my own grandmother is colorist, yet my mom is dark skinned and she dislikes my mother till this day. I don't play that ish. Don't care if you my family or not. I'm the same way. May she rest in peace. God, please let her rest in peace. But my grandmother was the same way. Didn't like me because I was dark skinned, and ain't did nothing to nobody because I was always raised to respect my elders. I was always raised, so I wasn't gonna talk back. I didn't do all of that. You did that, you got a beat down. I mean, a severe beat down if you came with that foolishness. With your elders back in the day. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. You didn't do all of that. So I just let it be. But she did not like me, but for the fact that I was dark skinned. That's it. Yep. I get it. Perry Justice says she was feeling pain in different parts of her body, and the doctor told her to pick one area. How you going to tell somebody to pick one area of their body and they feeling pain in all the areas? That's cruel. There was a study that was done. I can't recall the exact study, but y'all can do the research on it. Where one of the reasons for darkism in healthcare and racism in healthcare is the study showed that doctors were being basically taught that darker skinned people or black people can handle more pain. To me, that's darkism. That's straight darkism. Because how are you gonna sit there and say that a black person can tolerate more pain when it's almost like we're not human. They treat us like we're not human. And therefore you can mistreat us. That's why whenever I run into, when the times I did have to go to the hospital, whenever I run into a person that's nice and kind in healthcare, I be thanking God for that person, because that person got a heart. And I feel like you're supposed to treat everybody equal, especially if you're in healthcare. You're not supposed to be sitting there mistreating people that are sick, that are coming to you, a professional that done went to school, got all these certifications. You're supposed to be treating these people equally. That's your job. That's your job. And it's very disheartening and very sad and very sickening. And not only white folks do this, but black people be doing this mess too now. I'm trying to tell y'all, darkism, I told y'all before, can be inflicted by both black people, white people, dark-skinned people, brown-skinned people, mixed-race people. It doesn't matter. But yeah. Yep. It's really sad, y'all. It's really sad. It's really sad. Lisa Rose says, I feel sorry for dark skinned baby girls being brought up not knowing what's in store for them. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. They don't know what the world is. It's actually quite depressing, to be honest with you. It's definitely depressing. And it's also very shocking to realize that you're going to get treated differently for being dark skinned. You know, it's the shock of it all because I truly couldn't understand why I was being treated differently. That's one of the main reasons why I started Dark Skin Activism, because I wanted to understand why. It's always a reason. I wanted to get to the root cause of the problem because it was so shocking to sit there and think about why is this happening to me? And you'll almost be believing that you're a bad person based upon the way you're being treated, you know? And you ain't did nothing to nobody. You ain't did nothing to nobody. You ain't did nothing but just, just be dark skinned. That's all you been undid. And you getting this treatment from every sphere of society for having the wrong skin tone. That's really what it boils down to. That's 100% facts. Star Sky says got to deal with colorist white men, black men, Indian men, and Asian men. They all want to devalue dark skin. But we cannot let them devalue dark skin. I will not let anyone devalue me as a dark skinned black woman. I will fight against that to the day I die. And I encourage every single dark skinned person, in particular, every single dark skinned black woman, to not allow people to devalue you because you're dark skinned. And one of the main reasons why is none of these people would even be here if it wasn't for the dark skinned female with nappy hair. You wouldn't exist. Dark skinned women gave birth to every skin tone, every race, every texture of hair. We are the reason that these people exist. Dark skinned women. We're the reason that the whole entire world exists. This is why we cannot allow people to mistreat us and demean us. We can't allow it, y'all. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting. And my request is that y'all help me in a fight through supporting or considering to support a dark skinned woman's revenge financially. And Like I said, there's 3 ways that you could do so. You can donate to the Cash App, the PayPal, or the GoFundMe. And all the information is right here in the description to this live. And I've also put the donation for the Cash App and the PayPal and the GoFundMe in the chat as well. And you know, we're just gonna keep on fighting. I'm just gonna keep fighting. Like, I'm never gonna give up, and I'm never gonna stop, because if we give up, if we stop fighting for dark skin rights, what else do we have? What else do we have? What else do we have? You got to ask yourself that question. And also, as Pizza Rose mentioned earlier about the dark skinned children, girls, boys that's born, and what they may be in for. You also got to fight for them, because they didn't ask to come into this world. Y'all already know, some of y'all, that I'm anti-natalist. I'm anti-natalist for one of the main reasons why is because of darkism and racism. I want to prevent the suffering. But for the people that are not going to listen to the, the theory and the rhetoric of anti-natalism, they're going to continue to procreate. You got to look out for those children that's going to come into the world, and that's a part of the fight. That's a part of the fight. So we literally don't have no choice. I can tell y'all that right now. We don't have a choice. You might think you do, but you don't, because if you don't fight, if you don't have a strong mind, if you don't speak up and stand up for yourself, it's gonna get worse. People will keep on mistreating you. And that's when things got better for me. When I was in school, I always instinctively would stick up for myself when somebody came for me for being dark skinned. I never would just like let it go. I was very quiet and introverted. But if you brought your ass up in there trying to demean me because I'm dark skinned, I'm not going to tell y'all no lie. I've been in many fights when I was in school, and I do not condone violence. I'm not sitting up here telling y'all you should be out here fighting. Please do not misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm simply telling you my life and what I went through. I would never tolerate it. I said, nope, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm just not going to tolerate it. It's not going down like this. It's not going down like this. And I've been fighting ever since. Now, my main way to fight is through dark skin activism. Once again, I want to ask you guys to make a donation for my upcoming performance reading of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, which I have to produce. I have to pay for different expenses. It's all on me. So please go to either my Cash App, my PayPal, or my GoFundMe and make a donation. My goal is for this particular production is to raise $5,000. I want to say thank you to every single person that has already donated. I appreciate you. My Cash App is $rashidalala. $rashidalala. Once again, that's $rashidalala. Short and Q said, did you have a lot of friends in school that had your back? No, not really, because as a dark-skinned introvert, that's another category of darkism. Dark-skinned introverts really experience darkism in the worst way, because we will not go along to get along with the in crowd. And I was never the type of person to bully other people or jump on a bandwagon doing bad, bullying and bad stuff to people just because I wanted to be popular. I never did that. I always used my own mind, and I was always a strong-minded person and try to do the right thing. So when you're not a dark-skinned follower and you're a dark-skinned introvert, they come at you even worse, in my opinion. Star Sky says, I worry about dark-skinned children. I think it's a disservice for parents of dark-skinned children to not tell them early on how their skin complexion is an anti-black world is perceived by others. Absolutely. You got to be honest about it. You got to be honest and let them know, because the worst thing is to just walk into darkism unprepared and be like, what the hell is this? That's how I was. I walked in it literally unprepared. You know, um, I walked in and like, okay, you walking into something, it's either fight or flight. That's the mode I was in, and I was gonna fight. I wasn't about to. I had to go to school with these people, catch the bus with them. Y'all weren't gonna be doing this to me. That was always my mentality. Short and Q says, I mean, good friends that supported you. Yes, I've had some people in my life that I ran across that have supported. I cannot say that that has not happened. But while I was in school, I wouldn't say that there was a lot, because a lot of them was busy trying not to get picked on. That's another thing I noticed. So a lot of friends in school, so-called friends in school, wouldn't like really come to your defense because they were so busy trying not to get the attention focused on them. Well, there you have it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, and I'm going to go ahead and end this live. But before I end this live, I want to encourage everybody and let everybody know that I will be performing a performance reading of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, September 1st, which is a Friday, 4 p.m., on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival at the Tubman African American Museum. And if you're in the area, come on down. I'm so sorry I can't do pay-per-view live stream for this particular production, but I do plan on doing it again. I am seeking sponsors, and I'm asking you to make a donation. And I want to thank everybody that's already donated. You can go to my Cash App, my PayPal, or my GoFundMe. You can get to my GoFundMe by Googling Rashida Strober GoFundMe, and it'll immediately pop up, and you can make a donation there. You can go to my PayPal, which is ice cream lady dream at yahoo.com. Once again, that's ice cream lady dream at yahoo.com. And I'm going to throw that in the chat right quick. You can also go to my Cash App, which I actually prefer. The Cash App is $Rashida Lala. Once again, $Rashida Lala. Once again, $Rashida Lala. And I'm asking everybody to make a donation because I'm running out of time. We're getting closer and closer. So please make a donation. And I would like to say thank y'all for taking the time to watch. And y'all have a wonderful evening. World's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober. Good night.